So the question we have here is, who is responsible for my truck accident in Texas?
All right. So we're talking root cause analysis, right? We're trying to get down to who did what to lead to an accident, because most accidents are preventable and there's lessons to be learned. That's the whole point of the work we do. And so on the surface, you're thinking truck driver, but it goes so much deeper than that. I think, Josh, you do a good job of kind of educating our clients on, well, what are the different categories of people who have maybe contributed to an event? If someone's been badly hurt by a truck, where do we start looking?
Yeah, I think it's so situational because 18-wheelers and big trucks can be used in so many different types of commerce. You have to first understand what the person operating this vehicle was doing. Who were they working for? What were they transporting? Where were they going? Where were they coming from? Who loaded the vehicle? How did they get the vehicle? Who owns the vehicle? Who are they working for? There's so many different questions and factors that come into play. Part of the responsibility of the lawyer who's handling the trucking accident is to identify who, at the end of the day, violated a safety rule and contributed to the collision happening. And oftentimes, for us to be able to figure that out, we have to file a lawsuit and do a fairly extensive investigation into the facts and circumstances surrounding the crash and the events leading up to the crash to begin to be able to unravel the ball of yarn and figure out who is at fault.
Yeah, and unfortunately in trucking, we find that the entities that are operating and cutting corners, they know they're cutting corners. And so when we start to pursue a lawsuit and start to ask them questions in written and oral discovery, they know exactly what they're trying to hide, and they do a pretty good job of preventing us from accessing that information. And so these cases can get thick with a lot of requests going back and forth, but also a lot of motions to compel, getting in front of the court, using the power of the court to compel documents, to compel testimony and information from these companies, because they have the playbook for how they're making profits. And part of that playbook is to cut corners on sleep, cut corners on background checks, cut corners on medical examinations of drivers before they even get in the cab by hiring, chiropractors to do heart exams and things like that. The stakes are high because a lot of these cases involve really serious injuries. But it's our job to try to get to the bottom of all of this, and that might involve any number of parties, from the shipper to the broker to the driver, to dispatcher to the ultimate customer, that the person who's loading and unloading, the person who's maintaining the brakes on the truck. The key is get advice early on these cases. Call a law firm. If you call FVF Law, you're going to get a no-pressure educational experience, and that'll get you the best orientation to go forward.